1. Josh. On the second last weekend of summer vacation, we're sitting in an abandoned castle, drinking cheap booze and trying not to cry over being left behind in our stupid town. Or maybe that's just me. This is it. I raise my wine bottle, a half-empty Merlot, in a toast. Erica, Cody, Mel, and Kevin all join me. This is the last time Party Awesome will ever convene. Cheers. Flickering candles cast moving shadows over them, dancing on their faces and the walls of the abandoned building. Music plays quietly from Erica's phone, something outdated and emo, and we swill our cheap alcohol to the sounds of a 40-year-old whining about high school. The wine tastes sour and bitter and decidedly alcoholic. If this wasn't a going-away party, it would be pretty much perfect. This is not the start of a horror film, unless you count every teenager's life as its own horror movie, in which case it totally is. But as of yet, I've seen no masked killers or invading aliens or genitals with teeth. We just really like hanging out in abandoned buildings and drinking. Probably because we watch too many horror films. Mel rolls her eyes, as she is one of a handful of real-life people who actually do that. You're so melodramatic. Says the girl who punched Kev in the junk when he broke the news. Call me biased, Kevin says, but I'm with Josh on this one. You are both babies. That is not what I said. Mel sticks out her tongue, a metal rod piercing the center of it. She wears clothes that cover her arms and abdomen and make her look thinner, and she applies cartoon Cleopatra levels of eyeliner. Her hair is crazy curly, her skin a warm beige. Tongue hanging out, she looks over at me, and then I realize I've been staring, and I look away. Not awkward at all. Whatever, they'll come visit like all the time, she says, only putting her tongue back in her mouth once she's done talking. She should be unintelligible, but we are all well-versed in Mel's many ways to slur speech. Visit? Cody laughs. I don't think you understand. We're leaving. We are free. Why would we ever come back? He's off to become an archaeologist, which seems obvious in hindsight when I remember the games we played in elementary school, unearthing relics in the sandbox, discovering ancient civilizations behind the climbers. I always preferred dinosaurs. I'm sure not flying back out here for you assholes, Kevin chimes in. He's moving to British Columbia for a mixture of a better job market, better pot, and better dating prospects. Gay, bi, and curious guys at North Park Secondary School are few and far between. You can all come to me. All right, you all suck. It's decided, I say. Guys, you are not helping, Erica says. Erica, who is snuggling up to me and drowning in one of my old hoodies, punches Cody's shoulder playfully in the way a Rottweiler playfully tears apart a throw pillow. Even trying to be mad, she can't put away the smile she always wears behind her intentionally messy mop of hair and her hipster glasses. He winces and, weirdly, he blushes. Cody is pale and thin, with fiery orange hair and a spattering of freckles splayed out over his cheeks, and he can't help but wear his emotions on his face. He turns beet red when popular girls ask to borrow a pencil, and that's how he looks right now, red as his hair. My mind is too hazy to remember if this is a new thing, the way he acts around Erica. I take stock of my own drunkenness. I'm for sure drunk enough to blow something dumb out of proportion, but still sober enough to stop myself from having a freakout. After so many irrational overreactions that Erica had to host a quasi-intervention, I've mastered this precarious balancing act. I just have to focus on the warmth of Erica's body against mine, the smell of her deodorant. Actually, my deodorant, since she stayed the night last night. Focus on how she stayed the night. I love you, I whisper in her ear. She giggles, but she's in the middle of a conversation, arguing with Cody about some social justice issue, and I lose track of what we're talking about. I lean back on my elbows, onto the welcoming plush of cheap bedding. Strung up in the corner, a crude farewell banner says, "Go away," with the letters cut out and rearranged like a ransom note. Streamers and sad, oxygen-filled balloons lie among the empty cans and cigarette butts and dried patches of urine. We huddle together under a series of blankets. "A super blanket," Erica says whenever the monstrosity is mentioned. And roast marshmallows over the candles. Urban exploring is Mel's thing. This place, the castle, used to be the world's coolest apartment building, but luckily for us it closed down and became the world's coolest place Party Awesome could get wasted. The castle is in Thamesville, the closest city to North Park, like 20 minutes away from where any of us live. There aren't any abandoned buildings in our town, and Mel says abandoned farms are where people get murdered. So we always borrow my mom's van. I tell her we're going into the city to see a movie, and as long as we're back before morning, she never knows the difference. Cody always volunteers as designated driver. We're irresponsible, but not drunk driver irresponsible. Before the castle, we just drank at Mel's house with her dad, Greg. Better under my supervision than at some frat boy's party, he said more than once, As if me, Cody, or Kevin have ever been invited to a legit party. We used to give him the money to buy us booze too, but now I'm the only one who doesn't have a fake ID. I feel like a little kid sitting in the car while everybody runs into the liquor store. But at least little kids don't get thrown in jail. What are you guys going to do without us? Kevin holds onto his marshmallow-topped dollar store skewer with his oversized brown hands. His hands are twice the size of mine, and he tells me way too much about what he uses them for. I expect I'll curl up and die, I say. Can't come back here anymore. You guys have ruined it with your presence. You're a sweetheart, Cody says. Erica kisses my cheek. He really is. She fits beneath my arm like an old memory, soft and warm. My heart doesn't choke up like it used to. My stomach isn't barraged by a wave of nausea. We're not drunk on puppy love anymore. But she's comfortable. Big baby, Mel says. We'll be fine without them and their fancy schmancy higher learning. We'll be fine. I nod. There's more to life, right? There's still so much to experience in town. I just really feel like I haven't milked it for all it's worth, you know? I take a swig from my bottle to stop myself from talking. That's not what you said last week, Cody says. He looks to Kevin. What was it? Kevin cups his wiry chin strap in one hand, mock thoughtful. He can grow 100% more beard than I can, but he's not quite there. I think he said something along the lines of, "Oh God, I hate this dump, somebody get me out." Does that sound right? Something like that. Har har, I deadpan. At least Mel's still a high schooler. Kevin and Cody burst into full-bodied, drunken laughter. Flames engulf Kevin's marshmallow until it looks like a meteor. Or maybe a comet, or a meteorite. I can't remember the difference. It blackens until it's inedible before I say, "Your marshmallow's on fire." Damn it, Kevin says, streaking the marshmallow comet to his mouth to blow out the flames. If only I weren't cursed by that old crone and doomed to live a life of overcooked campfire cuisine. I'm sorry, who's melodramatic? Erica licks my cheek. I can't help but squirm and wipe her saliva off my face. The Rottweiler thing is totally accurate. Still you, baby. Yeah, well. When I finish de-slobbering my face, I nuzzle Erica's nose. That's what you love about me, right? The back and forth motion makes me dizzy, the world seeming disconnected, lagging behind my awareness. Ew, Mel says. Give us a break. There are empty, bat-infested rooms that way. Cody takes out his phone and turns on something a little more current than Erica's playlist, something electronic and too fast. Erica pulls me and Cody to our feet, and we dance, swaying and hopping and giggling. My smile is too big, and it hurts the corners of my mouth. We look like idiots, and we know it, but we don't care. It feels good. And it's the last time I'll get to see Erica like this in a while. Relaxed. Unguarded. The next few visits will be all about reconnecting, remembering what it is we love about each other, figuring out how it used to be so easy to talk. She's leaving. I stop dancing. I'll be right back, I say. Gotta pee. Wobbling as I go, my head light and fuzzy, I stumble to the doorway. Where are you going? Erica asks. Her tone is marked with concern and a low-key fear, almost motherly, until she says, just pee in the corner. But I'm already committed, floundering in the darkness for the exit. I burst outside and into the cool night air. September hits hard, wiping away the heat and making its presence known. It feels nice on my flushed cheeks. Something stumbles in the darkness, scattering dust and rocks at my feet. I fumble for the flashlight in my pocket. The man shields his eyes and says, Jesus, turn that shit off! I do, and he comes closer. Got any change? I could really use a Pepsi. He's the definition of haggard. His gray beard barely covers his gaunt cheeks. He wears 3 or 4 coats. I have no idea what to do other than reach into my pocket and produce a $5 bill. Whoa, the man says. Thanks. He disappears behind the willow tree. It's a weird moment when you realize that everybody was once just like you. Like when you're a kid and you see pictures of your parents as kids. But your parents are one thing. They're close to you. They're human. It's another thing entirely to see the old woman behind the counter at McDonald's, or the school bus driver, or a homeless man, and realize they once had a life of opportunity before them, and all the propaganda that comes with it. It's a lot like that moment when you realize everybody around you has genitals. Extremely uncomfortable. Somebody touches my arm, and I stumble forward. I swear to God I've had a small heart attack. Calm yourself, Erica says, her hands up in surrender. It's just me. She sits on the stone steps and pats beside her. I sit. Remember the first night we spent here? Oh, you mean when we lost our virginity? I say, when we fumbled beneath the cheap, scratchy comforter bought hours before, hands cold and shaky. Her body thawed my frigid fingers until I forgot the chill outside, forgot about the unconscious friends in the next room, Forgot about getting home before morning. Nope, you're going to have to refresh my memory. Don't be a doofus. Her soft lips press against mine, and she nestles into the crook of my arm, where she belongs. Here, with me, not kilometers away, wasting the best years of her life because our parents won't stop telling us we need university or we'll die, poor and alone. Who needs university? But it's just so hard, I say. I am peak doofus. Everything's going to be okay, Erica says, leaning in close, wine on her breath. I love you. That's more important than the distance or the inconvenience. I'll always love you as long as I live. Promise? My body hurts, a dull ache settling in my chest. I promise, she says, and even though my own self-doubt stops me from fully believing her, it'll have to do.